Good evening, wherever you're joining from. All right, fine. I know I'm audible, so I want to share with persons within my network. Thank you for joining, and we'll be starting in the next say 5 minutes. So please just be patient. In the next 5 minutes, we'll be starting. So I want to share with my community on WhatsApp and other platforms online. Hope you're good. You had a great day. So if you're just joining, kindly go to the chat section and and drop your name and where you're joining from, and so that we can get started. Okay, so just sharing the link so that we can get started. So I'm very much excited about today's class, and we're going to talk about how to systematize your business, how to put systems into your business. If you really want to run a business that really gets to succeed and something that would outlast you, you should learn how to build systems into your business. And that is what today's talk is going to be about. And we're going to definitely have a great time. I assure you that. So yeah. Okay. EDC, BTSP. Boop, 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 boop. Just one more. So if you're just joining, thank you for joining. In the chat section, just drop your details, your name, where you're joining from, and what are your expectations from today's class. So your name, where you're joining from, and expectation from today's class. So just trying to um, get to remind one or two persons that are supposed to join. Then we could get started. Okay. And finally, okay, just one last one, then we are good to go. Systems, systems, systems into your business. Okay. Um, just 1 minute. Okay, sorry, 2 minutes. Then we'll get started. Just have one or two other persons to remind. Uh, yeah, just one or two other persons to remind. Then we can get started. Uh, who else am I supposed to send this to? Um, yep. So if you're just joining, thank you very much. My name is Mark Onoja. You're welcome to the Growth Room. It's a weekly webinar. It's usually on Thursdays, but tomorrow I have a a business meeting going for tomorrow, so I won't be available by that time. So I decided to do it today. So it's still the whole weekly stuff. So kindly drop your name, your full name, the your business you do, and what are your expectations from today's class. We're going to start by 7:10. I'm just trying to remind one or two persons. You can actually get to remind persons too. The more the merrier. Let's get to learn things about putting systems in place for our business. So, like I promised you, today's one is going to be an interesting class, right? You would learn what it means to put systems in place in your business and get to grow your business. So I'll show you that. So just getting the groups I need to share this with so that um, we can get started, right? Um, yep, yep. Okay, so 1 minute, then we can get started. So let's please drop into our chat in the chat your name, if you're just joining, your name, your full name, where you're joining from, Lagos, Nigeria, Kaduna, Nigeria, Abuja, Nigeria, Accra, Ghana, London, UK. Drop all of those details, then finally get to also drop what are your expectations from class today. So your expectation from class today, also get to drop those three things. And then we would get started now. All right, fine. So I promise we're going to start now. So I intend to keep to my promise. So last post, I promise say we can get started. Okay, fine. So welcome to today's class. So we are going to talk about putting systems in place in your business. Um, so one of the things you need to understand is that business is a system that you create that creates value that would at last and of course you can get to make profit from inside. So let's get started. My name is Mark Onoja, and if you're just joining us, thank you for joining. This is the Growth Room. So the Growth Room is a weekly webinar where I run every Thursdays between 7 to 8 p.m. GMT. But today is an interesting one because tomorrow by 8 p.m. By 7 p.m. I would be having a cocktail event I'm going. So I won't be available. So I have to do today's own. So today's growth room is very, very important because I will be talking about how to put systems in place in your business. And I'll try as much as possible to start from the basic and get to share and get to make it from the basic to the advanced part, right? So I will treat for persons that are just starting with the word called systems in their business, and for persons getting to improve on it. So you're basically going to learn all of those things. All right. So and we're going to have a very good time today. So you will learn how to put systems in place in your business. So let's start with the idea about the word called business. Then we'll talk about systems and talk about why we need systems and how to put systems in place into your business, whether you are a product-based business or a service-based business, or you're an NGO, means you're a social enterprise. This is going to work for you. So thank you for joining. This is the Growth Room. If you're just joining, put in the comment section, like this video also, to put it in the comment section, put your name, what business you do, and where you're joining us from anywhere in the world. So let's start. What is business? Now, I usually tell people that the fundamental part of a business has to do with three things. So business surrounds just three things. There's a need in the marketplace, you create value, and you are being rewarded. So let me repeat myself again. There is a need in the marketplace, you create value, and you are being rewarded. So I have a need. What is my need? I need clothes, like I'm putting one on, or I need data, right? Like a data to help me run my business, or I need cloud servicing, or I need a house, a roof over my head, or I need a car, or I need money to grow my business, or what else? The needs of humans are inexhaustible. I need staff. I need to grow my business. I need to scale up. So I need staff. I need a laptop. I need a phone, a mobile phone, right? So there is a need in the marketplace. Then you identify this need and you create solutions to this need. Sorry, just one person. I already promised I was going to invite. So let me just basically put it there. Is my alumni group. I promised I was going to invite them for the event. Okay, I just remembered. Wow. So there's a need in the marketplace. You create solution to those needs. Um, Apologies, it's my alumni group, so I need to invite them. They asked I invite them. So okay, yeah. Okay, fine. So let me get to do this. One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Good. All right. So there's a need in the marketplace. You identify those needs. You create value to this need. So when you create value, value means that you are creating something that has solution to people's problem in form of product and services. So value is defined as something that has right, that provides solution to people's problems in a form of problems in the form of products and services or goods and services, right? So a value means something that has something that has right? A phone has it means you can exchange money for it, you can exchange naira and kobo or dollar for it. Now something that has that provides solution to people's needs, means it solves people's needs or solves people's problem, and it comes in the form of products and services. That is called value. So a business starts from identifying needs or the needs in the marketplace. You identify it, you create solutions to those needs, and you are being rewarded at the end of the day, right? You are being rewarded, you are being paid, you are rewarded for creating that value. So money actually is a reward, right? Money is a reward you get from creating value and for solving people's problems and meeting their needs. So that is business. Fundamentally, business has to do with you identifying the need, you create a solution to that need, and you are being rewarded. It's like an equilateral triangle, right? So that is basically business. Now, if you want to put systems in place in your business, one of the things you just need to do is that you are basically putting systems just talks about you're putting a process for how you're identifying people's needs is being done, creating solution to those people's needs and getting rewarded. When you put a process or steps on how you do these three things, you create what is called a system in your business. So systeming or systematizing your business just means you are putting processes in place for how you identify people's needs, you create solutions to people's needs, and you are being rewarded. Right? In business model canvas, it's actually called creating value, delivering value, and capturing value. So basically, that is business. So why do you actually need systems in place in your business? The number one reason why you need system in place in your business is that you need to have a business that is predictable and repeatable. I will repeat myself again. Why do you need systems in place in your business? Your business needs to be predictable and repeatable. The results in your business needs to be predictable and repeatable. Your product and services that come out of your business has to be predictable and repeatable. If your business is not predictable or repeatable, people would not come back again. Now if you're a millennial, right? Gen Z may not know these things very well. Sorry, Gen Z, you guys missed some stuff, right? But if you're a millennial, you will understand that there is a particular brand. I don't want to call names, right? I don't want to call this, but there was a particular brand that was a fast food joint one certain time in this country, and they were like number one. But at a point in time came, they went down. Why? Because when you go to a specific joint, please don't write the name. Don't write the name in the comment section. I'm not, it's not me, right? So, but when you go to a particular joint, you don't get the same kind of results you get from another joint or from another store for it or another branch, basically. So their difference became a franchise. So people go and buy franchise stuff from there. So the results were not predictable and repeatable. So because of the results were not predictable and repeatable, they started losing market share. people stop patronizing them. So the reason why people come to you over and over and over again is because of what you are selling to them is predictable and repeatable. So then first thing you need to understand is that you create systems in place in your business to ensure that what you sell is predict your business is predictable and repeatable. It means that we can predict the kind of results that will come from your business. It also means that you can also repeat things over and over again, because repetition is actually the master key to the word called mastery, right? It's me the main key to the word called mastery. So your business needs to be predictable and repeatable. So that is the reason why you set systems in place. Now, the second reason why you set system in place is because if you want to grow, you cannot grow without systems. And that is just basically it. You, as a human being, you have a lot of systems in your body. You have the circulatory system, you have the respiratory system, you have the reproductive system, you have the excretive system, you have the endocrine system, you have your skeletal system. Now, let's talk about your excretory system. You know, if you pass food through your stomach, you're going to pass it as well at the time. The food goes in as nutrient and the waste goes out, right? The waste goes out. Anyway, it goes out, right? So you can't come tomorrow. If you wake up tomorrow and you start passing your waste out of your mouth, you know there's a big issue. We should take you to the doctor, right? To go and do some serious surgery. So the systems in your body make sure that God puts in your body is ensures that everything that happens to you as a human being is predictable and repeatable, and you can grow. So your business cannot grow without systems. Systems is necessary to ensure that your business get to grow. So if you want to grow as a business, you need systems. So the second reason why we create system as business owners, right, as a business, is that we're creating systems to grow. So the reason why you decide to put systems in place in your business is that you need to grow. Number 3, the reason why you create systems in your business is that you want to be sustainable. Now, sustainable means that you want to last long as a business. Normally, from research, it's been said that 80% of the businesses that start within the first 5 years fail. And that is just the truth, right? So businesses fail over and over again. A lot of people, their business get to fail. Why? There is no system in place. So things are just being done haphazardly, and there's no predictability, there's no processes in place. We just do things anyhow as entrepreneurs, or as we come to work in this business, we just do stuff anyhow. If you want your business to be sustainable, if you want your business to outlast you, because one of the things that have been happening, one of the businesses are respecting tomorrow is Coca-Cola. I will call them. I love Coca-Cola brand. I've studied them and still studying them because those guys have been around for over 100 years. It has passed from one generation to another and from another generation to another. Why? There are systems in place in Coca-Cola. There's a system for how you make Coke. There's a system for the bottling. There's a system for the staffing. There's a system for the logistic and supply chain. So there is a system in place. If you want to be sustainable, you need system. Number 4, you want to reproduce results. If you want to reproduce results in your business, you need system. So one of the reasons why we create system into our business or put system into our business is that we want to reproduce results. Now, when it comes to the word called reproducing results, means that we want it in such a way that you, the entrepreneur, that is the alpha and omega in your business, you can be able to reproduce the kind of results that you create in your business for other persons too. Yeah. And the best way to do that is to put systems in place, because you are not God in every part of your business every time, right? There are some times that will come in your business, you may be busy, you may have one or two other stuff to do. Like I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, this week has just been going out from Sunday. I've just been going out. But I have systems in place in my business, and I have people that work for me in the startup place I run with my dad. And business is still going on, customers are still being served. I don't necessarily have to be there. Why? Because of systems in place. So you put systems in place in your business because of you want to replicate results. You want to make sure that your business can be able to, and other persons can be able to do the same thing you can do at your level of efficiency and produce the same kind of results that it as like it would be that you are there. So even when you're not there, things are actually working and working well. So 4 reasons why you put systems in place in your business is that number 1, for the sake of predictability and repeatability, right? right? Efficiency and predictability. To ensure that you are predictable and repeatable and you have efficiency, you need systems in your business. Number two, systems allows for you to grow as a business owner. You can't grow without systems. Systems is like structure. I studied building in school, right? I studied building in school, building engineering, and the how tall a building goes is dependent on the foundation. Like the foundation determines a lot of stuff, right? So if a building is supposed to go like 5-story building, 10-story building, 20-story building, you will start seeing it from the foundation. You need to dig deep. So your system is your structure for you to grow as a business. Without a good system, your business usually crashes. So one of the things we do at the startup place is that we work with a lot of businesses to help them grow and scale. And one of the things we do anytime we come into any business is that we first look at the system. So there's a new client we have, it's a fashion design organization. And when we just came in, I just started asking that questions that regards to our system. How do you do production? How do you do operation? How do you do inventory? How do you do your marketing, your stuff? How do you basically create systems? And we're putting systems in place for her because she's not ready to travel. For the first time, she's traveling without having to shut down her business, right? So you can get to do that if you have systems in your business. And I'm going to teach you that. So this is part one. Next week, we're going to do part two. Oh, gosh. All right, fine. So I'm back. the So for the first one, predictability and repeatability. Number two, for growth. Number three, so that you can be sustainable, right? Your business becomes sustainable when you have systems. If you don't have systems, your business cannot be sustainable. It means your business will not outlast you without systems. And I noticed something in this part of the world where we find ourselves most times in Africa, I will also repeat this thing again. When a founder dies, the business dies. Practical example, right? Practical example, right? I won't mention names, but most times I realize that when a founder dies, the business dies, right? So the business dies when the founder dies. Why? Because of there are no systems in place. So I need to check back to just see that we're staying up, okay? Because there was a glitch in the network, so I just want to just notice that we're staying up back, okay? I need to check back. Okay, fine. So it's still working. So most times when the founder dies, the business dies, and you don't want to die for your business to die. You want to transfer your business to your kids, even if it's not they don't want to do anything. You put it into a trust, right? So that I don't think the owner of Coca-Cola is great grandkids, right? They are working in Coca-Cola. They are doing other stuff, but of course they're getting benefit from it. It should be back now. Sorry, encountering a bit of network glitch. All right, fine. I'm back. Apologies about that. I had to switch network. Nigeria. So, foundational part of systems. So, how do you build systems into your business? So, let's get started. So, this is part one. Like I said, next week we're going to take part two. So, building systems into your business, part one. So, this is the part one part. So, we defined what a business is. We talked about why systems are important in your business. Now, we need to talk about how to build systems into your business. So, let's talk about the foundational part of building systems into your business. So, how do you build systems into your business? The first part is that you need to understand what are your core business activity. So let me say it again. First, define your core business activities. So what are core business activities? So core business activity talks about what are the things you do every day that ensures that you identify people's needs, you create value, and you deliver and you capture value, right? Let me repeat myself. It's the core things you do as a business. Core things, remember the word core. I will explain why I say core, or major things you do, or the key things you do as a business that enables you to, number one, identify people's needs, create value to solve those people's needs, and collect value or attract value. So, what are the things you do every day in your business that keep your door open to enable you to run business? Means you identify people's needs, you create solution for the people's needs, and you're being rewarded for those needs. So, what are the core things you do? So, the first thing you need to do if you want to put systems in place in your business is that you need to identify those three things, right? You need to identify what are your core business activity. So I will give us an example of what core business activities is, and we'll just take it for a production business and a service-based business. So the example of the product-based business we're going to take today is, say, we're going to take somebody that is a baker, someone that bakes cake. Now, a service-based business, so let's take for someone that does things like interior design. So using a baker and an interior design. So a baker and an interior design. So let's start from the baker. It's a product-based business. So what do you think should be the core business activity of a baker? All right, so the core business activity of a baker should be number one, marketing. Why? Because the major thing they do, marketing has to do with identifying people's needs and getting them aware of what you do. So, first is marketing. So, the second core business activity of a baker, right, would be procurement. Because when you do marketing, you buy the ingredients you need, right? You do procurement, you buy. Then, what is the next thing you do? The major core one is production. Of course, production has a lot of things underneath it, right? But production is a major activity you do. So there's marketing, there is procurement, then there is production. Then the third one, the fourth one is that you do packaging. So packaging for someone that bakes cake and stuff is major because how you ice, you do the final icing of the cake, you package it inside the box and all of those stuff is very important. Then delivery, the logistic part. So we mentioned five things now. The delivery. So delivery is another major activity as a baker. Then finally, we can then categorize it as admin. Admin has to do with the you're managing your staff, you're managing your accounting. If you have an office facility, you're doing like facility management. So we've mentioned six. So what are the six core things that a baker needs to do to keep his or her business open? The core activity is number one, marketing. Number two, procurement. Number three, what's the number three? Production. Number four, packaging. Number five, delivery and logistics. And number six would be the admin. So six core things. So this person does six major things every other day to ensure that they identify people's needs, create a solution to people's needs, and they attract a reward at the end of the day. So that is for baking, right? Very important. So the next people we need to talk about is the interior designer. So if say you are an interior designer, right? As an interior designer, you do what is called some certain things, right? So the first thing an interior designer does is the word called marketing. So the core activities of an interior designer, number one, marketing. Why? Because you need to create awareness and you need to get people to know about you and get them to buy from you. So marketing. Somebody's marketing and slash sales, but let's just put it as marketing. Marketing slash sales slash customer management slash research slash product developer is called marketing. So we can take it as marketing. Then the next thing the person would do is consultation. Talk to the client, do designs as so part of the consultation. So marketing, next is consultation. So consultation is same part of it. So the designs you do, the advisory for customers is consultation. Then number three, procurement. Because as an interior designer, you will buy things, right? If you're doing curtains or fabric or woodwork or tiling, anything, you will buy things. It's called procurement. Then number four, project management, because you need to manage artisans and manage other persons that needs to do the deploying of your consultation and your design into the client's place. So number four is project management. Then we have number five. Number five has to do with your admin. Yeah, because the project management has to do the start and finish part, right? So number five is admin because you have to do either your financial management or your people management or your facility management if you have a space. So we just have five core things you do as a interior designer, right? So let me repeat it. The first part you do is marketing. You get people aware of what you do and you sell to them. Number two is that you do consultation. You do your design, you do your advisory, you go to sites, do all of those checking on site and stuff. That those are consultation. We can call it or we can chunk it, yeah, like uh, Tony Robbins said, chunk, right? So you can chunk it in the word called consultation. Then thirdly is the word called marketing, consultation, procurement. So you go to the market and you buy things. If you're in Lagos, you go to Mushin, right? Or you go to Yaba, or you go to my two, not my two. I've forgotten the name of the place where you buy ties in Lagos. Somewhere in Lagos, right? Somewhere in Amowodofin. Towards that my two area. You buy your ties and stuff there. Then number four, you do project management. You manage people to do stuff for you on the site. Very, very important. Then number five, you do admin. So if you want to build systems in your business, I've mentioned for two different business, for a product-based business and for a service-based business, you need to first define what are your core business activities. Simple. So if you can clearly define what your core business activity is, you are as good as you're halfway there, right? So if you want to build systems into your business, the first thing is to define your core business activities. What are the things you do every day? Core things you do every day, major things, key things you do every day that ensures that you identify people's needs, you create value to those needs, and you are rewarded. So before I go on, so let's just get to pause. So we have some persons here. If you're just joining us, thank you. This is the growth room. So the growth room is my personal stuff I do where I basically get to help people grow their business. So every Thursday, today is not Thursday, today is Wednesday, but every Thursday between 7 to 8 p.m. in the evening, I get to run webinars where I share with people on how to start, grow, and scale their business. And every Tuesday, second Tuesday, and fourth Tuesday of every month on Lagos Mainland FM 98.3, 98.2, I run a live by 11:30 to 12 noon. I run a live with them where I also share with them on how to basically grow business. I share live on radio. So if you're just joining, thank you very much. On the comment section, kindly put your name, what you do, and where you're joining from. Good to have you here. You can also like this video, subscribe to my channel every week. I do that every Thursday. So tomorrow's Thursday, I'm going to be having a business meeting towards the evening. And of course, I didn't hold the growth room last week, right? So I don't want to stop it. So of course, I had to pick Wednesday. So back to what we're saying. I'm just going to talk for the next 10 minutes, then we'll take question. So the first thing, like I said, is that what is a system in place in your business? What about we then talk about business, right? We talk about business being that there's a need in the marketplace, you create a solution to that need and you are being rewarded. So there's a need, you create a solution to the need and you're being rewarded. It's an equilateral triangle, right? Then we also talk about why you need systems in place in your business. And we mentioned four reasons why you need systems in place in your business. Number one is that for the sake of predictability and repeatability, so that your quality level or what the kind of result your business churn out can be predictable and repeatable. Number two is that you need to grow as a business and your system creates that foundation and that structure for you to grow. Then number three, we talked about sustainability. We want your business to outlast you because you cannot just stress yourself so much, build stuff and die and it dies with you. Nah, God forbid. People should be reading about you. People should be working in your organization even after you have gone back to meet with your creator, right? And number four means that you want to replicate your results. You cannot be in more than one place per time. You are not God, right? So if you have three shops, you cannot be in three shops together. In fact, if you have an office, you cannot be in everybody's decks at the same time, right? The more your staffing grows, the more your business grows. You just discover you cannot be micromanaging everybody except you don't want to grow. So what do you need to do? You need to create systems into your business, right? So we talked about that. This is going to be in two parts. This is part one. Next week we're going to do part two. And in today's part one, we are talking about the first thing is that how do we create system? The first thing is that we need to define what our core business activities are. Core business activity talks about what are the things you do that enables you to identify people's need, create value to those people's need, and get rewarded. And we just shared from a baker and an interior designer. So once you have defined what your core um, business activities are, then the next thing you do is that you take each of those activities and you design a step for how those activities are being done. So take for example marketing. What you do is that you take that marketing and you break it down into steps. How do I do marketing? So you need to ask yourself, currently you have results in your business. So creating systems is not for startups, it's not for people that are just starting. If you are starting, get started, right? When you start for a while, you can then start creating systems. So how do I do marketing currently? What are the things I do that ensures that we're getting results in in your business, right? So most times when I talk to people that are trying to boost their sales, they say their sales is bad and stuff like that. Those are the things I do. I just go back to you and I ask you, how do you create those systems in your business currently? But funny enough, my earpiece was disconnected. All right, so let me just remove this. There's no need of reusing it. My earpiece has been disconnected for a very long time. Okay, fine. So you just basically need to ask yourself, how do I create systems in my business? So you need to ask yourself, how do you do marketing currently? So what are the things you do that makes you attract customer and attract leads and turn them to paying customers, right? So what are the things you do that enables you to attract leads and turn them to paying customers? So that is the first thing you need to ask yourself and you need to note if you need to um design that marketing system. So your marketing system, your procurement system, your inventory system. If inventory is one of the major things you do, your project management system. So what are the things you do that enables you to do project management? What are the things you do that enables you to do marketing based on quality? So if it is 5 things you do to marketing, number one, you create content. Number two, you run ads. Number three, you respond to them. Number four, you follow them up with a chat. Number five, you do um you send message to your existing customer. That is 5 things you do. So you need to create it, you turn it to a step by step. What's the first thing I do? What's the second thing I do? What's the third thing I do? What's the fourth thing I do? And what's the fifth thing I do? So for each of your core business activity, you need to create a a step by step to it, right? How you do it step by step. That creating a step by step is what is called a process. Process just means step by step. How do you achieve results? So from the start point to the end point, how do you create a process? By creating steps. So the second thing is to create steps for each of your core business activities. So marketing, I break it down into 5 things, which will become 5 steps that forms a process, right? I hope it's not too technical, right? So that is the second thing you do. Production, if you're a tailor, how do you produce your clothes? Pattern drafting, cutting, joining, fixing button, stitching. 5 things. Just break it down into 5 major things you do. That 5 major steps you do within your core business activity, each of your core business activity forms what is called a process, right? So those 5 major things form what is called a process. So it can be 3, it can be 5, or it can be 7. The shorter it is, the better, because you are going to be transferring this thing to people. You're going to create what they call an SOP. SOP is called Standard Operating Procedure. Now you're going to create this stuff and share with people. And when you share it with people, guess what? They are going to be using it. So the simpler your system is, the better. So first step, define your core business activity. Second step, you turn them into a process by creating step within your core business activity. All right, so that will be all for today. Right, so in next class we're going to basically take that. So before we go for today, I will quickly like to share with us something very, very, very important. I am currently running a program. It's called the Income Growth Accelerator. Now, the Income Growth Accelerator is a program I hold uh, once in a quarter, right? And the next one is going to start in September, where I will be running you through on how to grow your income. Now, it's broken into 5 parts. Yeah, 4 parts actually. It's broken into 4 parts. So the first part for the Income Growth Accelerator is that I would help you audit your business. So the reason why I came up with it is I just discovered a lot of people needed to make more money in their business. And if you need to make more money in your business, there are things you need to do, right? So I'll be teaching you how to make money in your business. So you will make serious money if you attend the Income Growth Accelerator. So it's in 4 parts. So the first part is that I will run you through on how to audit your business. Your business needs to be audited, especially the financial part. You will find out whether you are making money or not. So it's very important we do the first part. So the first part is to enable you to know whether you're making money or not. Then after you're done with that part, we then jump to the next part. So the second part we're going to work on is that I will then show you on how to come up with strategies for basically increasing your income. So we'll come up with a strategy. So first part, we'll identify whether you're making money or not. We do an audit to your business. Then the second part is not the strategy actually. The second part is that we're going to come up with goals for your business. How much do you want to start making your business? So you are currently doing 500,000 or 1 million naira in your business and it's not sustainable. How much do you want to start making? How much do you need to start making actually? Not just even want. How much do you need to start making right now in your business for you to be able to make that much money and have a good business, right? So when we define that, then the third thing is that I will then be teaching you simple strategy on how to grow your business, your finance, basically. Something is simple and applicable that you can do that without spending extra money and your business will grow. Then thirdly, I would then teach you on what are the things you need to deploy in your business for now to grow your business, especially your income part? So we're going to be having what is called we're going to be having a strategy section. So the fourth part of the class is usually a live section when we hold me and you one-on-one, a recorded section where you would see how you can grow your business. We'll have a strategy section, 1 hour recorded. When you listen, when after the recording, I will send it back to you. You can go over it over and over again. Everything I've taught in your business will deploy it in the class. Will deploy it, and you can see how as you grow your business. And of course, I'll give you some assignments. Right from the last class, I've given them assignments, and it has really helped them so far. Then, lastly, I would then teach you on how to invest in your business and attract funding. So the last part of the class has to do with attracting funding and investing in your business. So attracting funding talks about, for some of you, if you want to scale and grow your business, you will need to get money. And that is just the truth, right? Not starting, growing your business this time. So you will need to get funding. So how do you get funding? What are the available channels for getting funding? I will teach you that. Then the next thing is that I'm also going to teach you on how to reinvest back into your business. What are the things you can do to reinvest back into your business? How do you get that capital to reinvest back into your business now, and how to actually create that sustainable finance so that you don't go back to where you started, right? So how do you create that? So it's called the Income Growth Accelerator. It's just open for 20 persons and we're starting the 1st of September. So it's for 60,000 naira as when this video is being made, right? But I'm running an early bird for 45,000. So I'm going to be dropping the link right now. Join the Income Growth Accelerator. So I've dropped the link right now. You can click the link, read more about the class, and register. Because we already have like less than 15 slots available. We already have people that have booked. So you should join the class. You should join the class. It's 45,000 naira. And I assure you and I guarantee you that after 1 week into the class, if you think you're not getting value, I'll send you your 45,000 naira back. Don't worry. No hard feeling. A good name is better to prefer than riches. But I assure you, you will get value from the class and your income will grow. So thank you very much for today's section. I hope this got you value. So next week, we're going to talk more about creating systems into your business. I will share more on creating systems to your business. It may be part 3, we may reach part 3, but we'll see whether we can basically end it next week. So thank you very much. I appreciate you for joining. Sorry for the network glitch. We're going to work on that next week. And do enjoy the rest of your evening. Ensure you register for the Income Growth Accelerator and get to make payments. And of course, I will add you to the class. Thank you very much. Bye bye.